Lately, I've been seeing some really great deals on Nintendo Switch games, so I wanted to come on today and talk about why I think right now might just be the best time to start picking up more games, adding them to your collection, because there's so many great deals out there, so many low prices. So in this video, I want to talk about why I think the prices are coming down and getting so low, where you can find the good deals at, and why I find it so much fun to collect for the Nintendo Switch in 2025. Now, before we get into all that, I just want to say what a joy it's been to collect for the Nintendo Switch over the last 7 years, and there's just been so many good games, so many great memories, and I'm having just as much fun today picking up, finding new games, playing new games, as I was having back when the Switch came out 7 years ago. So just wanted to say that because the Nintendo Switch has really been an awesome console. But let's talk about some of the different deals going on and where I'm finding some of the best deals these days. And first I want to talk about why I think now's the right time to buy. And that's primarily because I think that the prices are really starting to bottom out. And I think there's a couple different reasons for that. The first is that there just seems to be a lot more supply of Switch games. And I think what's happening is a lot of kids, a lot of people who grew up with the Switch are starting to sell their games, are starting to sell their consoles. Maybe it's their parents that are doing the selling, but there just seems to be a lot more supply coming to the market, and that is driving the prices down. On top of that, Nintendo came out recently and announced that the Switch is officially headed for retirement, and I did a whole video on that topic, so I'm not going to go over it again here, but basically they're saying that they're going to focus primarily now on the Switch 2 and start moving all their development effort over there. So we're kind of in that interesting phase now where the previous generation console, the Switch 1, is being phased out and all focus is being shifted to the next gen console, the Switch 2. And if you look back historically, that transitioning period is when you typically find some of the best deals on the previous generation console, which is the Switch 1. And I think we've really just entered that phase, especially on the used game market. There's just so many great deals now, so many people selling games for cheap. And I think right now, from now, maybe for the next couple years, year or two, I think this might just be the golden time to start collecting for the Switch, to get the best deals, and to really up your collection. Now, I want to talk a little bit about where I'm finding the best deals and where I think you should look. And of course, there's really two different places you can find deals, right? One is online, places like eBay, stores having sales online, etc. But in my opinion, I don't think that's where you're gonna find the best deals these days. You definitely can, there are deals out there, but it's hyper competitive. You gotta be quick on eBay. You really gotta keep your eyes peeled. And I just don't think it's the best way these days, although you definitely can still get lucky and find good deals online. But in my opinion, the best place to get deals now is locally on the used market. And that's where my focus has been. That's where my eyes are. And there's two places that I typically keep my eyes on. And one is things like Facebook Marketplace. And two are sites like Craigslist in your local region. And then three would be places like thrift shops and pawn shops. But I find the best deals these days, to be honest, on Facebook Marketplace. And I think that's the way to go. That's where you're gonna find the best deals. And there's always a couple big advantages to buying used games locally over buying off the internet. And the first is that one, you don't need to pay taxes. And two, you don't need to pay shipping. So as long as you can get around, as long as you're mobile to go pick up these games, that's where you're gonna find the best deals. And on top of that, you can always barter, you can always haggle when it's local, right? You can text them, ask them if they'll lower the price, ask them for a better deal. It's a lot harder to do that online. So my advice is, if you wanna get the best deals, if you're looking for great deals right now, check out Marketplace, check out Craigslist. I've been finding some great deals. Games regularly 20 bucks and under, and I'm seeing more and more pop up. So I will say that there is definitely still a lot of competition locally, but you're dealing with, thousands of people locally as opposed to millions of people online. So you still need to be diligent. You still need to be somewhat quick when it comes to the local market, but I think it's easier than online, at least in my experience. Now, with that said, I got 4 games here that I picked up recently for $20 and under, and most of these were under $20. And keep in mind that I am based in Canada, so $20 here is probably, $15 where you live if you're in the States, but you can do that conversion. So first one is Tales of Vesperia, and I think I got this for 10 bucks. Haven't played it yet, looking forward to trying it in RPG. I got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Again, I think this was 10 or 15 bucks, and I know all about Crash. I've had it before on the PlayStation, so really happy to get these. Just something I wanted in my collection. Just a simple, fun game to replay, kill some time. Always loved the Crash Bandicoot series, so definitely had to show it some love. Next, I got Octopath Traveler 2. This one I probably paid the most for. I think I paid 20 bucks for this, but for an RPG from Square Enix, Octopath Traveler 2, I'll take that any day. And played the first game, haven't played through this yet, so really looking forward to trying this out. And last, a game that I just wanted for sure, Mega Man 11. I think this was about a $10 game used. And can't go wrong with Mega Man. Everybody loves a Mega Man, right? Great to have in the collection. And I heard 11 was a good entry in the series, so definitely looking forward to playing Mega Man 11. And these are just, the recent deals that I've gotten. All used, of course, all locally. But I'm just seeing so many great deals, and, I've gotten a lot of great deals in the past. Bigger titled games, first-party games, Nintendo games, but just wanted to share my more recent pickups. Now, stepping away from deals for a bit, I just want to talk about why I find it so fun to collect for the Nintendo Switch still in 2025, and why I think it's so important, at least for me. And what I'm really starting to see now, and it's been happening for a long time, but things are shifting gears, is that we are really headed more towards that digital age. We're seeing that with the Switch 2, where games aren't necessarily being put on the carts anymore. A lot of these new games are coming out as game key cards. And I can give you a great example because I'm facing this dilemma right now is Dragon Quest III, the HD remake, is being released on both the Switch and the Switch 2. The Switch version is physical, the game is on the cart, whereas the Switch 2 version is a game key card. And obviously I want to have the game on the cart, but here's where it gets interesting. If you buy the Switch version, there's no free upgrade to the Switch 2 version. And they did make the Switch 2 version with better graphics enhancements. So the better version is the Switch 2 version. And I'm kind of stuck in this weird position now where do I get the physical game on the Switch 1 with lower graphics, etc. Or do I get a game key card on the Switch 2? And I can tell you right now, I'm not getting the game key card, so we'll figure out that situation. I'm hoping they'll come out with a free upgrade, but I say all that to say that we are moving towards the digital age, and the Switch might just be the last console that is truly physical. And because of that, I think it makes it a very important console, a highly collectible console, and something that I personally want to collect more games for while they're cheap. So that's part of the reason I wanted to make this video, because I really do see the writing on the wall that the Switch might just be one of the last truly, physical consoles where the games are fully on the carts. And that's sad to say, but it's looking to be a reality. But on the bright side, the Switch also has one of the biggest library of games, one of the best library of games. So I'm having just as much fun today collecting now as I was back when it was released. And I mentioned that before, but there's just still so many games I haven't played, so many games I don't have, and I'm just discovering new games all the time. The library has whatever you're looking for: action games, adventure games, RPGs, strategies, etc., shooters, just the list goes on. So many great games, so it's really been a pleasure to collect for the Switch, and I would encourage all of you, get out there, go find some great deals, add to your Switch collection. Don't collect because of the money, because you think the game prices are gonna go up. I don't know if they'll ever go up much in the future, who's to say? I mean, on the one hand, the Switch is definitely highly collectible, But on the other hand, there's a huge supply of Switch games, right? It's one of the best selling consoles, so it's hard to say what the prices will look like in the future, but I'm collecting primarily because I do believe this might just be one of the last truly physical consoles. So just wanted to come out, share my thoughts, encourage you again, get out there, find some cheap games. Now is the golden time, in my opinion. So that's it. If you like this video, definitely don't forget to like, subscribe for more, and more importantly, leave some comments below. Let me know, do you think right now is one of the best times to start buying, picking up more Switch games? Do you think the prices are good? Are you finding a lot of deals? Let me know some deals you found down below in the comments. And that's it. Have a good day.